Hello everyone. Good morning. So today is one of the last 2 days for us where it is going to be warm. We are supposed to have freezing rain and snow moving in at the beginning of next week. So I am going to attempt to wrap up some of the jobs that need to be done out here that are going to require there not be snow and a frozen layer on top of anything. Also, I wanted to let you know I will be having bone surgery on my left foot the beginning of December. So I am planning right now to do a little bit of content ahead so that you guys have something on the channel to see and to watch. I am planning on vlogging through it. But having said that, there's going to be at minimum 10 days that I am not going to be able to touch my left foot down, period, end of subject. And I am going to follow the doctor's instructions to the letter, hoping that I can get back up on my feet a little bit quicker than his estimate, which is 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks. But I'm hoping more towards the 3-week part personally. But that being said, these large garden beds, well, I say large, they're not that large. For us, they're large, but our raised garden beds, I am going to actually let these guys go fallow. Basically, all that means is I'm going to go in, I'm going to amend them today, and then all that we are going to do is let them sit throughout the winter season. That being said, we have the green stalks and we have the winter covers for the green stalks. So on the one hand, while I'm not going to be having this out here to take care of, this will actually provide me the opportunity to focus specifically on our green stalks to see what I can actually get to grow and thrive over the deepest part of winter for us. For all intents and purposes, I can grow basically everything that I grow in my beds here in the green stalks. So with that in mind, I actually ordered some sweet pea bush variety seeds. They should be coming in probably next week. They only get about 18 inches tall. So they will be perfect for the green stalks because they don't require any staking, they don't require any trellising, they're compact, and they produce shelling peas because we love peas. Here, we don't have much success growing them just because of our region. We get too warm too quickly in the spring, so I'm crossing my fingers that I can seed start them and then put them in a green stalk planter. Excuse me, and hopefully have some successful sweet peas. Also, if you see the guy behind me, it is loaded with lettuce. We're not going to need to get any lettuce. I've got a few pockets in here that I need to go on ahead and top off with some other seeds. They've not come to fruition. That's okay. I'll just throw a bunch of kale in there. So this is kind of our greens tower right now. I would like to try some beets in the original green stalk because the pockets are deeper, so I'll be doing that as well. I don't know if I'll get to the seed sowing today, but we are definitely going to be amending. I was able to find some straw bales, so I need to get those positioned where our fig trees are because they get direct, full-blown winter wind hit. And that will cause them to die back. So we are putting out the straw bales in an attempt to protect them from the really brutal winter winds that we get here, because we really have no barrier to speak of anymore. They thinned out the tree line due to the housing tract down here. So when they did that, that took out some of our buffer. So we're going to have to create a buffer until they get large enough to stand up to life on their own. All right, so besides doing that with the straw bales, I'll top off the green stalks with a little bit of fresh soil, and I will be fertilizing the strawberry green stalk and then our leaf green stalk. Otherwise, I think that's our general plant, except for the hostas. I do need to cut back the hostas, and I need to cut back the lavender and the rosemary so that they can develop a scab before the freezing rain and snow hit. If they are not scabbed over, they could potentially end up dying if I trim them. And they really do need a good trim in order to thrive next year. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed this is the last time we will have to plant the lavender and rosemary out front. But I'm going to go on ahead. I'm going to put you guys on hyperlapse, and we're going to get this work started today. Okay? We'll see you in a bit. Okay. Straw bales are heavy. We actually ended up, or I actually ended up getting everything on my list done. Plus, I got some detail things done that where are you, Macy? Straw bales are a new experience. Hey, come back over here. Macy Wiggles. Come on. No diverting. Come on. Come here. Good girl. So we got everything done. Total shock. Plus, I got most of our solar lights set in rock so that they shouldn't shift around too much. Macy, leave the cardinals alone. Come on. We're bent on mischief today. We aim to misbehave. If you know what movie that's from, you are more than welcome to stay on my channel. My mom and I just noticed a couple of holes today. I think my gloves are just about done in though. And that's from working in the cinder block and pulling out the soil, because in a lot of the in a lot of the side pockets you will have seen me pulling out soil. And the reason I was doing that is primarily because the soil that's in those side pockets is good soil, or soil that I need to amend, and amending them in the pockets is a little bit harder than amending them in the larger bed section. So I am slowly pulling out the soil, and we're going to top it off with the bricks like you've seen on the bump outs on our beds. And that's primarily at this point going to be because I can't grow anything in those holes anyway. Come on, let's go get in your garden. Let's go to the garden. Because what we are growing inside the bed, let me turn you around. So where you see the larger trellising, there is no way for me to grow anything really in these holes, even though I tried. The primary, get you adjusted here. Okay, the primary reason for that is because once we have those peas, we had the red ripper and then the cow pea on these trellises. But once they begin to take over the trellises, no sunlight really gets through to anything in those holes. So, of course, nothing really grows. So I'm just pulling the soil out of there because there's no point in wasting soil that I can correct and amend and just leaving it there. I think I will go on ahead and probably fill the holes with a inexpensive organic mulch, however, just to help keep the thermal insulation that the cinder block gives us during the winter months. It'll just help that, but that'll probably be a spring project. Overall, I got all of the beds done. The only thing that I didn't do today was top off the green stalk grow towers, but I'm not real upset about that. That'll probably be for another day, another video, especially since I need to put seeds in there. I'll probably do the two things at once and call it good. But man, otherwise, it's been a good work day overall. Let me show you our, this is probably the most rosemary I have been able to collect. This should last us into next year. And that all came from the front rosemary. So fingers crossed that they'll make it through this winter. We've had issues with them taking root, I guess you could say, over the winter months. That's not a huge surprise in our zone. We've got, while we have the warmth that rosemary wants, we have a level of dampness that it does not enjoy. Hopefully the rosemary and the lavender out front will officially take and make it through the winter. Despite our climates, we did get varieties that are supposed to be hardy for our zone. We've done that in the past, still hasn't worked. I'm just praying at this point, guys, honestly. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna sign off here. So as always, keep it simple, natural, and essential, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.